you can't heal what you can't see. So you need to go back to that moment in your life that you know that it's your biggest insecurity, it's your biggest scar. It's the one thing that if we talked about it right now, you'd be so uncomfortable. You need to go face that head on, and you need to forgive whoever did it to you, and then you need to talk to yourself about the things that you needed to hear during that moment. And so when you decide to do that, it's like you literally feel like I can breathe a little bit.
I'm Allie Welsh, your host, your unfiltered bestie, and your guide to building the business and life that you actually love. So grab your coffee, your wine, or whatever helps you deal with your ish, and let's do this. Welcome to Healing Ish.
We get loud and proud and bring it out for the one and only Allie Welsh.
Thank you. Hi. This place is stunning. This is my hometown, and it's very, very humbling because, like, I don't know if you guys know this, but this is like one of the wealthiest neighborhoods in the world. And obviously, I didn't grow up rich, but my whole life, I wanted to be able to have one of these houses. And the fact that it's like a full circle moment. The fact that you did this here is just so great. It's not cheap, by the way, y'all. So, like, speaking of Colby, that's so freaking nice that he does this. But hi, how's it going? Ready?
You ready?
I'm ready.
Hey, I'm excited for you guys. Allie is absolutely incredible. She doesn't speak a lot, but when she does, she has the best voice and the best words at the right time, and she's absolutely incredible. Which is why she officially released her podcast, because more people needed to hear her voice. So I am excited.
Welcome to Healing Ish. I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, you guys are on a podcast right now. Just
right now this is a live podcast, so hopefully you guys don't mind. Just kidding.
Everyone consents to be recorded, so they're good.
I'm like, okay, good.
You know, when I look at everything, Allie, and what you and Matt have built together, it's such a phenomenal life, and you guys are great examples in every area of your life. Your 5 Fs, and you show how to be a great parents. You show how to be great in business. You show how to be great with each other in your relationship. But that didn't come easy. It had to come with a lot of growth, right? So when Matt came into business, he already was operating with like this, I want to go just take over the world and mindset. Yeah. For you, when you came in and joined him in business, what did you have to do to like be able to adapt to that and grow to catch up to that, to be able to support his vision and also build into your vision?
Yeah, that's a great question. Obviously, thanks for having me. Like I said, I love it here. Funny story, I pull up to this place and like, this is called Viewpoint. So in high school, we used to always come over here and look at the sunset and do high school stuff. And I'm like, it's a Viewpoint. No, but I was driving, and I'm driving the car that we got my nanny. That's like a humongous car. And I'm like sweating because it's like downhill and you have to parallel park. I'm Asian. I'm not a good driver. Okay. So I'm like sweating. I try it like 2 or 3 times. The cutie in the red back there saw me. And I'm like, dude, like this is so embarrassing. So I call Colby. I'm like, I'm here, but I can't parallel park my car. So he had to come outside and parallel park my car. I'm like, this is why I don't go anywhere without my husband, because I'm like, I don't know what to do or Yasmin, because I'm just really bad. Thank God I didn't bring the truck. Can you imagine?
Oh.
I'd been screwed.
There have been a couple ran over vehicles.
Anyways, just all in all, like just to show what kind of a mess I am. It's a hot mess constantly. But I will say I love that question about growth. So when I first came in, Matt was already making 6 figures. He was very successful, quote unquote, for a 19-year-old. Not many 19-year-olds, don't make 6 figures. And I came in, and right away he was like, you're either going to grow with me or I'm going to outgrow you. And I was like, okay, like we just met, like this is kind of crazy. Well, we met in high school, but we just started talking. And right away I was like, okay, got it. He's like, no, this is my vision. This is my goals. These are my dreams. This is where I'm going. And like, I just want to let you know now, like if you're either going to rise with me or I'm going to rise without you. But like either way, this is where I'm going. And I talked about this the other day at Megan's retreat. I'm like, it's so important that if you're in business with a spouse or you have a significant other or just even your peers that are around you, it's so important that you're constantly growing. Because what happens is, like, imagine if I stayed here and he kept growing and growing and growing and growing. Now there's a massive gap in our commonality, and then we start to outgrow each other. And I was like, I don't want that to happen. Like, I want to keep going and growing with him. And I found every way possible to grow in different areas. My mindset, our like stuff in the home. And then obviously the business. I started the business and I did all the recruiting, all the prospecting. I used to recruit until my feet would bleed because we used to have to do something back in the day called prospecting. And you guys are so lucky because you can do it over like the phone. You guys have Instagram, you have leads now, everything is digital. I had to go in person and be like, hi, do you like your job? Okay, no, because I don't either. Like, will you join me in business? And like, how embarrassing is that? Like, if they say no, I would be sweating and like doing all that. So I did everything I could to really try to just level up. And I will say, like, I learned the back office, I learned the system, I was in the field, I was closing clients. Like, I tried all of those things because I wanted to know if like push came to shove and if something were to happen, I wanted to be able to step in that role and be able to take over and do that. And I also want to know what I'm talking about because like people are going to come up to me and ask me questions. So it was a non-negotiable. I dropped everything and I grew in every single area. I went 4 years without listening to any music. So I went 4 years with no music, only audiobooks and personal development podcasts. I didn't even listen to worship music because I wasn't saved at the time. But I literally only listened to probably over like 300 different novels on different mindsets and all of that stuff. And then we used to learn from Ed Milet on CDs. So we learned the business on CDs. We didn't have trainers. And I would listen to how to close at HI, how to like do certain recruiting interviews. Like I listened to that every single day, all day. I made my car university. Like I was just, that's all I did. And I still do it now. Like I listen to all that stuff now, but I'm like, okay, I need a little bit of music because I'm kind of going crazy. But that's how serious I took it. And it took me really far, really fast.
That's incredible. And
that's what I'm saying.
I have 2 questions from that. You started talking about like when you came into business with Matt, he said, hey, I got to go here. So you need to level up with me.
Yeah.
What were some of those conversations? Like how did those conversations look when you guys first began dating as one part? And then the second part to that is, okay, so you started to level up. How have your associations had to change over time?
Right. So speaking of associations, and I just said this too, like your associations are a major, 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 major key in your life. And you are the byproduct of the 5 people that are constantly in your ear. And whether they're in GFI or not, like you have to be so filter focused on like who is in your ear because they have so much influence over you. And just because they're in the business doesn't mean they're a good association. I spoke on this earlier and I was like, I used to have a group of friends in the business. We were all broke. And Matt's like, stop hanging out with them because like they're putting us down. Like you got to go get in rooms and get in certain groups that are super uncomfortable. Like if I was a brand new person, I would be trying to reach to like try to get in Megan's circle. Like seriously, you know what I mean? Like I would try to do everything I could to get in. I would go around with a little notebook at in-person meetings and it was so awkward and uncomfortable, but I saw like the Megans and the Sandras and the Lisas and all these like the Lisa Bayonas and the Caitlin Cofields. And I saw all these women and I was so like, I had 0 money. I had 0 points on the board, 0, like nobody knew who I was. And I had my little notebook and I'm like, can I have 5 minutes of your time? And like I was trying to insert my way to be able to grow because my associations in business were not good. They were nobody was recruiting. Nobody was producing. Like Matt's like, you got to get out of there. I'm like, okay, like wish you well, but like I got to do what's best for me. You know how they say on an airplane, like you have to put the mask on yourself before you put on somebody else. Like I had to drop and do that. And then early on, like if you're in business with your spouse or a couple, like you in areas that you can grow, it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to quit right now. Like your spouses need to quit everything they're doing and go into learn how to do leads. But there's certain ways that you can involve them. Like, hey, like we're gonna, like now that we went to a retreat, we want to run our own retreat. Like I would love to have your opinion, like constantly involving them into your world. Like, hey, I have this couple, like, do you have an idea? Like, can we go on a date night with them? Like you have to just get them into your world instead of shutting them out in the littlest, slightest ways possible. Hey, we just qualified for this retreat. Come with me. Hey, we're going to the Dominican. Come with me. And then the environment will slowly start to bring somebody in. And I saw it with your husband, right? Like he was at home with the kids and helping hold down the fort. And now he's running all of her leads and he's in the retreats. And Like, it's so different scenarios like that. Like this environment, it's so contagious in a good way. It's like impossible to not fall in love with. And seeing like, even like, you know, with Andrew and Megan, like now he's coming to our retreats and he's involved and he's like excited and he's at their Airbnb, like little things like that go such a long way. You know what I'm saying? Like such a long way. So, getting people involved, getting your spouse involved, getting your boyfriend, girlfriend involved, and really guarding your associations. Like my family, my friends, like if you're not pouring into me, then you're pulling things out of me, and I just don't have the time for that. So like, just because they're your family too doesn't mean they're necessarily a good association. You know, like I always say, don't let the family you come from break the family that comes from you. Like don't let that stuff happen, because there's so many haters, and it's kind of crazy. I feel like your haters are kind of in your inner circle in a way. And it's really weird, like how that happens. The moment you start getting successful, the moment you start trying something new, the moment you signed your ICA, the moment you're like, I'm not going to be an employee, I'm going to go be an entrepreneur. It's like all these haters just started just flying out of nowhere. And you're like, wait, you're like in my family. Like this is wild. But that's what the adversary does, is they try to get you in the most hurtful way possible to try to distract you from what the goal and the vision is. And so that's why associations to me are like so important. And to Matt, like we don't, from the things that we watch to the things that we do to the people we hang out with, it's so monetized. Like you have to protect yourself in so many ways. So
That's really good. I told you guys, she's better than Matt.
Poor guy. Just kidding. He was here yesterday, right?
Yeah.
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 Like, I wish you would have drove me and told me about the hill. Like, why didn't you warn me about that?
She's gonna go home, be like, Matt?
I texted him, I'm like, I'm sweating. I just spent 30 minutes trying to park. He's like, what? He's like, on a call.
Yeah.
So anyways.
I have two questions to this, and it's kind of like both sides of the coin. And I'm gonna give you both, and you can kind of feel from it. But one is how do you guys protect your marriage in such a high level identity business and moving business? How do you protect the marriage? But also, what did it look like for you guys to have to go from the transition, right? And Matt becoming essentially the face of GFI, like that was a massive overall identity shift level. Yeah. So you guys really had to raise your identities fast together to be able to see what you were going for before you even felt it. And at the same time, you have to protect your marriage, and you guys have done such a great job of that. So like, how does that look for you?
Yeah. For our marriage, so I got a piece of advice that said, well, it's really bad, but it was like, what you won't do, another woman will. And I was like, I got it. So I'm like, okay. I remember my mentor sat me down and she's like, what you're not going to do, somebody else will. And I'm like, okay. So I have to get in the field. I have to prospect. I have to recruit. I have to do all these things, because it's so true. Like it is, like, unfortunately, that's how the world works. Like there's so much temptation. There's so many different things, distractions. There's so many people in this world. Like I wanted to keep my spot and earn it, because like, imagine if like the same goes for him, you know, like what he won't do, another person will. Like, so if he's not, like, we need to show up equally and be equally in love with each other, equally respected of each other, like equally hardworking with each other. Like there needs to be an equal level, like constantly, because of that main thing. So that was always in the back of my mind. So I was like, all right, I'm going to prospect. I'm going to recruit. I'm going to get super uncomfortable. I'm going to freaking quit all the things that I was doing and my goals and dreams, and I'm going to fit it into his vision, and we're going to freaking run this thing. And thank God that I did that. Like, thank God I took it so seriously, because that could have not happened, and this wouldn't have been my incredible life. And then the second thing is I don't vent to anybody about my marriage.
That's good.
Because like, number one, the only person that's going to save it is, in my opinion, is God. Like, so I go to God, I go to him, I pray it out. And number two, I never wanted to vent about any problems in my marriage, which we really don't have any, but like little arguments. Like Matt, for a very long time, tried to be my coach. And I'm like, I need you to be my husband or my boyfriend at the time, or my fiance. I'm like, I don't need you to coach me right now. Have Sandra do it or have somebody else do it. But I would never vent. Because what happens is when you get in an argument with somebody, then you go vent to your aunt, uncle, brother, sister, auntie, friend, agent. Now that person gets like 2 little negative things out of the 1 million positive things that person does in your life.
Oh.
And now they start looking at that person differently, whether you make up or not. And I was like, okay, I don't want that environment. I don't want that energy out. Also, too, what you speak about comes about. So if I constantly am talking about it, it's going to constantly keep happening. So I really just would go to one of my mentors, and that was Sandra, if I really needed help. And that's someone that I trust with all my stuff, because she's in the same situation as me. And we were kind of going through a lot together these last 2 years with obviously this 30-city tour and stuff. Or the 70-city tour, about like
90.
Yeah, like every day. And I would obviously go into prayer and go into I have mentors at the church and stuff like that. I also we completely eliminated like watching certain movies and shows where there was a lot of like drama in like marriage, because then I would like watch the show, and yeah, I'm a human being. I do like trash TV. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm a girl. Like, I love a little Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Sorry, like, sue me.
I love Vampire Diaries.
I love Vampire Diaries. I freaking love that show. But I'm like, he's not Damon. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, this is not Rob. Is it Rob Disick, or what's Courtney's man? That was her man?
Rob Disick.
Yeah, I'm like this, like so. Then I would like watch these shows. Scott. Rob is the brother.
Yeah.
So I would like watch these shows, and then I would get in a fight, and I'm like, why are we fighting right now? Like, or like, you know, those like listening to different musics, like with Beyonce. Like, I would, once that album came out about Jay-Z, Lemonade, I was like, now I'm pissed. I'm like, now I'm freaking pissed, and now we have problems, and like we have zero problems. So like it's serious. Like, that kind of environment does affect you.
Power of influence.
It's the power of influence. So I'm like, great, what am I gonna watch? Like, I guess Good Will Hunting. Like, what am I gonna like, freaking great. No, but we stepped away from watching all that kind of stuff in those movies, and I'm like, fine, I guess I'll just watch The Notebook every day. Like, or they're rounding them each other and they die in their sleep. But even then, like when they fight about what do you want? Like, what do you want? Like, and you know that whole little scene where, have you ever seen that meme where the guy's like, when you ask your girl what she wants to eat?
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't know. And you're like, well, what do you want? It's not that simple. Yeah. So that's like a little micro, like, piece of advice, but it happens to be such a macro influence in my life, like those little types of things. And then also when we were going on in business, we were coupling a lot of couples. And I dealt with so much because my role in the business shifted from being in operations, running events. Then I went to being a full mom, because I'm like, okay, one of us has to be present. Like, the guy's literally on, I think he was on 182 flights last year. And then the year before that was like 150. And he would come for a day, and then Brave and Haven, my 2 daughters, would be like, Daddy's home, and then leave the next day. And I'm like, at this rate, it'd be better if you were in the military and just shipped off, or we don't have to constantly see you. Because I feel like the in and out was like so much worse. And my girls were struggling. So I'm like, okay, I need to be here for that. Like, I have to be present for that. So then it shifted it into that. And then also now it's like going into healing and helping people heal their hearts and their minds and their souls and all that stuff. And I would go through all this stuff in our business, and these couples would go through some really heavy stuff. And then I would carry that into our marriage. And Matt's like, whoa, like, we don't have these problems. And I'm like, no, you're right. It's just, I have to learn how to separate. And just because somebody else is going through something doesn't mean we are too. And having that boundary. And so I learned boundaries my first time ever in my life. After 30 years of living, I've learned boundaries in the last 2 years, which I've never had. I'm like a doormat at this rate. Like, just walk all over me. But boundaries in my marriage, boundaries in my relationships, my friendships have quite literally saved my life. In leadership too, you have to have a boundary, or, you know what I mean? So that's what I would say.
That's really good. That's really
Thanks.
good. Yeah, I already opened the
You're like,
filter.
you know, your mouth looks dry.
Nah, I knew it was
Can't
going
dry.
to be so.
I have a dry mouth now.
I think that's really good. And like, I don't think people realize how movies and music influence you, and that even pours into your associations, right? Because like, it's what's going into your RES and your subconscious that you're hearing. For you talk about just how great of a dynamic you and Matt have, and how you guys are constantly shifting it to figure out how can we be better for each other, show it for our daughters, and also be present in the business where thousands of people are literally counting on us. How important is it for you when you look at the support aspect from that, and having your partner, because like we talk about our partners going to business with each other, right? But it ultimately ends up being in life with each other. Yeah. So how do you navigate that, and how do you coach people through that aspect of stuff?
Right. So I love, I think, okay, well, this is gonna be weird, but okay, how do I say this? I think if you're a couple in business, both should work together. And here's why. If you go back to ancient history, like we were designed to work together. We had mom and pop shops. Like, let's say me and Matthew, we had our own business and we made the bread. And then, Megan and her husband were the blacksmiths, and we would trade. Like couples worked together. And I think what society did is they did such a good job at separating everybody and allowing people, like we used to have a village, a community, like everybody was so connected. Like there was so much, just so much support. And then war happens, and then corporate America comes in, and then I don't need no man, I'm an independent woman comes in, and then all these things come in. And it literally divides people and it separates people. When war came, military happened, and husbands and wives would be shipped off and would be gone for years. And then when corporate America came, it's like, you go do this, you go do that. We come home and we put the kids to bed, and then we only have a Saturday and a Sunday to live to get to like enjoy each other. But by that time, you're exhausted, you're doing stuff with the kids. It's really only a Sunday, and then you're burnt out. And then you see people constantly they're growing away from each other. And that's not what our Creator intended us to do. And when you make a decision to have a partner, you're supposed to become one and be connected and intertwined, and like a knot where like nothing can pull you apart. But the world is constantly pulling people apart. And when two people come together with the same vision, the same mission, and they use that, and they get good at that, and they find their roles, and they find what they're good at, like it is so magical. Like it gives me chills because I see the importance of it and I see the power of it. And imagine if I wasn't in Matt's world, I would never even know the guy. Yeah. We would have nothing in common. We would have we're just too busy. Like I have to be in this world with him. Otherwise I'm going to be left out and alone, and that's going to not, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I have so much value. Like if you're a couple, like you don't have to be in the field. Like there's so much value you can bring. Tell me what you're good at, and I'm like, great, do this in the business. Like seriously, like there's a spot for everybody. Yeah. And it doesn't mean that you have to be writing sales. It doesn't mean that you have to be recruiting or doing leads. Like there's quite literally a spot for every personality, every type of person, every demographic. Like this business is it's just so available. Like it has so many things. And so, yeah, I think when couples come together, like, I think it's so magical. Don't let your ego get in the way. Don't let I was told to do this, I was told to do that. Just come together and watch what happens. You'll get to the goal faster. And then you're going to look back in 5 years. You're going to be loaded, living your dream life, and then go do what you want. Like Matt said on stage a few days ago, he's like, this isn't my freaking dream to do life insurance. Like, no, but you need money. And if you have an opportunity here to make millions and millions and millions of dollars and hundreds of millions of dollars, if you do it right, especially in 2030, you can fund whatever kind of freaking lifestyle you want. Okay, you want to travel the world and have boats and have RVs and go skydiving? Great, that takes money. You want to go give back to the world and do this and do that? Like, great, that takes money. So if you have an opportunity, where in your job do you have that? With the least amount of overhead, with number one, where you own it, by the way. Like, okay, someone's like, well, I'm in real estate. I have a real estate brokerage. Great. If you die today, does your kids get everything you have? Do they have to continue to write sales? And does your husband do you have that in place? No. Well, I'm an engineer. Great. If you died today, can your daughter get your job? No. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's an opportunity here that it's literally so special. And I think it just brushes over people's head because they see life insurance. Yeah. And I'm like, no, it's so much more than life insurance. It's the opportunity to get true wealth, which, let's be real, none of us had that, or we would be there by now, including myself.
You mentioned something going back in time when husbands and wife used to live together, build together, and create together. I think when it comes to that, a lot of that you've said it, corporate America has shifted the way that people think that we should operate, which has caused a lot of trauma. And that brings me to your podcast, right? Healing-ish. And you do a lot of interviews on people and over essentially how they overcome their trauma and healing their inner child and what that overall has done for their life. But that's impactful being on the other side of that. Like, what has that done for you personally?
Yeah. Well, speaking of corporate America, because you just said that, and like, I just want to say one more thing. Like, if you have a corporate job, you have been like, you are a slave to somebody else who's at the top making hundreds of millions of dollars. That's all it is. It's like in school, they train you to go get jobs to help billionaires keep their billions. That's all. It's not, you know what I mean? So like, I'm like, okay, great. Like I had somebody tell me, well, I have a really good job at Amazon. I'm making $350,000 a year. I have health benefits. Great. And you know who's freaking living the life is Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
I'm like, so babes, like your 350 is quite literally like, it's nothing. It's your benefits are nothing. You make hundreds of millions of dollars here. And when you have a $500 a month health insurance bill, you don't even notice it because you're making so much money.
Yeah.
So I just want to say about benefits, because a lot of people are like, well, like my job has benefits. I'm like, great. Just what if you made, so you're making $300,000 in your job with benefits. What if I taught you here in GFI how to make $1 million? Are you okay spending $500 a month on benefits?
Yeah.
I don't know. So that's that. But I should do a whole podcast on corporate America.
You should.
Because I just love to ram them. Because you know what? I wanted to be a corporate girly. And I was told I was too stupid. So I'm like, you know what? Screw you.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. So, no, literally someone was like, you'll never be anything in life but a weather girl. And I'm like,
So they were calling you hot and dumb?
yeah. I know. I'm like, okay. They're like, yeah, you're kind of like a Vanna White. I'm like, I don't even know who that is. But then I look it up. It's like the girl that's like on the.
So she can share it to
Yeah.
the agents that are like, but my corporate job, like, watch this.
Like, please. Like, your corporate job doesn't give a crap about you.
Do a 4-part series on corporate
And they're
America.
hiring younger people. I'm like, can you imagine having a 21-year, like imagine you're 65 years old and you have a 21-year-old telling you what to do.
Yeah.
I'd be like, listen here, hold my freaking earrings. Like I have seniority over your ass right now. Because they can pay them less because they're young.
Yeah.
So I understand it. But about healing.
Yeah. Yeah. Wrapping around the healing-ish.
I have really bad ADD, so you have to help me. About what would you say again?
Yeah. So you've interviewed a lot of people. What has that done for you personally?
Oh, you know, they say like the teacher is like the greatest student.
Yeah.
Obviously, I learned how to help people heal, but I swear I heal every single day by learning other people's journeys because there's so many things that people go through and then how they react to certain things. Sometimes it's actually, I'm like, damn, like you handled that well. Or I'm like, I'm going to take a note from your playbook, but I'm like, damn, you did not handle that well. Like, I'm going to definitely talk about that and tell somebody else not to do that. But like healing people, helping people heal has been the greatest joy of my life. I think it's been the most powerful thing. I think it's what, I think everybody's a little bit broken in some way. And when you start to learn that backstory, I really wanted to get good with people. Because what you guys don't understand is our inventory is not insurance, it's not annuities, it's not IULs, it's not leads. Our inventory is people. And without people, we don't have any annuities, IULs, all the other stuff that we do. We don't have a product to present without people. And I wanted to get so good at people because I'm like, okay, if this is who we're dealing with on a day-to-day basis, then I need to get really good at navigating and learning how to handle all these people because every personality is so different. In leadership, like I have 10 people that are super freaking easygoing, and then you'll have like 4 that are like it's like pulling teeth. And then you'll have one that's like a freaking cancer in the environment. And then you have one that's like a freaking star of the show. And it's like, you're like the #1 income earner. And you have all these different personalities and you're trying to navigate how to constantly deal with these people, not understanding that personalities and human needs are all different based on that individual. And very early on in our business, Matt led everybody by the way he wanted to be led. Matt loved me the way he received love. And I'm like, no, I don't want to freaking wake up at 4 a.m. and scream my affirmations. Like, can you shut up? Like, I don't want to do that. And then like in our, we used to do everything in person. So he would literally be in a meeting with these brand new agents and saying, if you don't work your ass off, then you shouldn't be here. Like, my dad almost died. I'm 19 years old. Like, he was so intense and so like just fired up and angry, and it worked for him, but it blew a lot of people out. And I'm like, okay, now these people are walking out of our meetings. He's throwing the chairs, and you don't see that in him now. Like, you could never even imagine that. But like, that was like 5 years, 6 years of me trying to be like, hey, we have to like really read the room and learn other people's personality types, because these people aren't liking that. And so I delved really deep into figuring out why people are the way they are. And once I figured that out, I was like, oh, got it. Like, I talked to Matt about it, and he's like, oh my God, this is going to change the game for me in leadership, because now I can properly mentor somebody based off of here and not here, based off their heart. Because the heart is it's the most important part of our bodies. It's what puts blood into our bodies. If your heart doesn't work, you're peace out. You can be brain dead and still be living.
Yeah.
But you can't not have a heart and be living.
Right.
So how can I connect people in their hearts so that they can actually go out there and change their lives and stick around and not quit and want to stay and want to get better? And you got to realize that everybody goes through trauma, and it's constantly, every single person in life is going through a trauma, and they're constantly being triggered, and you're dealing with that. In every little area of their life. Okay, well, why don't I want to recruit? Well, let me just talk about your childhood. Why don't you want to do this? Like, why are you so quick to judge? Why are you so quick to quit? Why are you so quick? Like, there's so many little things, but it all goes back to your early childhood and your early trauma. And that's what everybody, like, I wish they could just wear a stamp on their head that's like, oh, my dad left me. Oh, I was molested. Oh, I was like I was abandoned. I was made fun of. I had a lot of health issues. I lost my grandma. Like, I wish they could wear it on their head so then I could just freaking hug them and fix the problem.
Yeah.
But like, it takes a minute to get there.
Yeah.
So.
Wow.
I just spit some nuggets, and then I'm like, okay, I gotta go. Bye.
I don't know how to wrap that up, so we're just.
So I'm like, and back to you. Like, so maybe that's why the whole weather girl thing was like, because I always do the back to you. Like, I don't know if you guys saw on stage, which I was not planning to do. When Eric, did anybody see that? I'm just gonna out myself. When we got the award, and then I said my little, like, I love the team. And then I'm like, back to you, Eric.
Yeah, I remember that.
I'm like, something's wrong with me, but like, I don't know how to end it. I just know how to start. And that's transparency. I'm not perfect. I'm just a normal human being, but I just feel like it's a great segment. Like, back to you, Colby.
I love it. So tying on that, you talk about your inner child and healing. And I think a lot of Matt's growth and where the podcast came into play was quite a few years ago. You actually started to understand that yourself and the 10 human needs that we have. Yeah. And you went and healed your inner child. Mm-hmm. And that was such a big deal, and that just led to everything that we have today. How do you see people's unhealed-ish, I'm going to label it like that, unhealed-ish affect their careers and their life on a day-to-day?
Oh, every day. I mean, I see it everywhere I go, not just in business, with my family, with my friends, if I'm at a grocery store. There's something I'll just do briefly. I'll do like a little quick segment on it, because I usually do a training on this, and it's really beautiful. But I was like, oh, you guys have been through enough with the last couple of days.
She's like, I don't want to make them cry. Let's not do that.
Yeah, we already cried enough. Like, did you cry at all this week? Yeah. Like, I bawled like a baby. And I'm like, and I listen to this stuff constantly, but there was a different energy in that room. Like, this event was the first time ever in my life I've been to a business event where I was moved at my level. Like, where I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. Because we hear this stuff constantly. Like, there was just a different energy in the room. But there's something called arrested development. And if you learn this, you'll master it. And you learn this, it'll change your life. It's, you go through something early on in your childhood, or it could be later on in adulthood, but you go through a very traumatic experience as a little kid or like an early adult. And that traumatic experience puts a scar in your heart, your mind, your soul, and it wounds you so bad that you adapt that trauma into a personality trait. And when you go in life, like, now you have this scar on you that was never supposed to be there. It wasn't supposed to be for you. It hurt you. It damaged you. It caused a lot of issues, but you carry this unhealed scar, and now you've adapted it in your every way of living in your life and how you respond to things and why you think the way you think and why you do the things you do and why you talk the way you talk and why you hang out with who you hang out with. It has every single thing in your life is connected to this one scar. And until you're able to find this scar and unravel it and heal it and face it head on, you will constantly have this scar show up in every area of your life, constantly for the rest of your life. And I saw it with my grandparents. My grandparents went into the grave without this scar being healed. And when I was little, I went through a lot of trauma. But later on in adulthood, I had so much trauma, and I'll just share you mine. My mom was an addict for many, many years, and she constantly would leave me and choose alcohol over me and drugs over me. And then I always felt abandoned. And then with that came a lot of embarrassment because people knew that my mom had a problem and they knew something was wrong with her, and they knew that like it wasn't a safe environment you wouldn't want your kids at. And so I constantly got made fun of because of my mom. So as a little girl, I was constantly being made fun of. So now I have abandonment issues, and now I'm severely insecure because I'm always getting made fun of, and I'm just the talk of the town, and I'm a huge embarrassment. So I developed approval addiction. So now I have abandonment issues and approval addiction. And now I'm an adult, and I'm trying to go in life, and I'm severely insecure, and I can't recruit to save my life because I'm so insecure, and I'm so worried about what everybody else thinks. And now I'm always afraid someone's going to leave me because I was abandoned. So I go into this recruiting and I go into this business where all I have to do is face people who might leave and who are judging me. And I'm like, great, these are the two biggest one of my triggers and my biggest insecurities. And now I have to get on stage and speak and go recruit. And now I'm worried about what they're thinking about me. And so I'm a walking mess. I'm a walking trigger. I'm a walking ticking time bomb in this environment, to the point where I couldn't even do the things I wanted to do because I had such bad panic attacks and approval addiction. Like I remember Matt wanted me to speak on stage once, and I literally cried for 45 minutes and had a panic attack and threw up. And I'm like, wait, why do I have this problem? Like I should be the most fearless girl in the world. Like I'm talking about something I love. I'm so passionate about this business. Like why am I having so many problems? And then it would come to the point where people would come in our business and then they would quit. And when people would quit, that would break my heart. Because I'm like, oh my God, like, is it me? Am I the problem? Like, why did they leave? And then I'm like, wait, I have abandonment issues because my mom left that scar on me. And so then I finally looked inward and I finally started healing that. And then I really it was like a weight was lifted off my chest, and I could actually help people change their lives. I could actually do the things I needed to do. I could actually get on stage and do what I needed to do. I mean, I don't typically like public speaking. I don't like being spotlight. I don't. So like if I had to speak at Top Gun, I would have. But I would rather have everybody else be the spotlight. But like I couldn't even, like if I had to do that 5 years ago, I would have fainted. Like seriously. Like that's how insecure, how many problems that I had. And then once I unraveled all that about myself, then I was like, oh my God, that's why our SMD at the time, well, it's EMD. I'm like, that's why our EMD quit. Oh my gosh, like it really isn't me and Matt's fault. It's actually them. And you start to realize like, oh wait, that's why it's taking them so long to hit EMD. That's why they've been in the base shop since 1982. That's why, then you start realizing and you're like, wait, that's why my dad's like that. That's why my husband's like that. That's why, and if you don't fix it, your kids are going to inherit that. Whether you have kids or not, if you don't fix it, your team will inherit that. Like if you don't have children and if you don't ever plan to, you do. You have a bunch of kids and they're called your agents. They're called your business partners. And now you're going to bleed into them, your beliefs and your values and your vision and your issues. They're going to get the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between because you're their teacher. I remember I went to community college for 20 days. And
sounds like me.
Yeah. I sat in there. I want to learn business. And the guy goes, well, I'm not a business person. I'm actually an art teacher, but budget cuts, they put me in here. Can you imagine if I'm there for business and now I have this, I'm not saying he's a bad guy, but he has the identity, the experience of an art teacher. And he's going to teach me and that's going to bleed into me. And now I'm going to learn from this guy that has no idea what the hell he's talking about. And now I'm going to go take that on and go try to get a degree with it. Like, wait, what's happening here? That's like your leadership. That's like every person in this room. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're bleeding into your team every single day. I always see people's, like, to this past event, I was with Precious Ireton, who's Nate's wife, and she's like whispering over to me. She's like, is that person's team? Is that person's team? Is that person's team? She doesn't even know, but she knows because they're just like their leader. They like our team, our base shop starts to sometimes look like you, talk like you, walk like you, dress like you, act like you. And it's not a bad thing, but can you make sure you're doing the right thing and you're acting the right way and you're not bleeding into them the wrong things and the wrong beliefs and having a small ass vision? Like, can you make sure that all these things are in congruency? Because like now they're victims of it, whether they want it to be or not. So
good. So good. Back to you, Colby.
But yeah, anyway, it's like so true. So I don't even know what the question was, but I just felt called to say that.
That was perfect.
Okay, we're on track?
We're on track.
Okay, good.
So you talked about approval addiction, right? Mm-hmm. When you went through that process, you really found God and you found your faith and the whole nine. How important has it been to lean on your faith? Mm-hmm. And how have you seen that change the way that you even view that whole aspect of stuff?
Obviously, so I wasn't born with any religion of any sort. Well, Catholicism. And I'm like, okay, why is the priest kissing my forehead? I'm like, and why are we sharing the same drink? Like, we would have to go to the front and like drink out of the wine glass. And I'm like, why are we all, like all of our lips are on this wine? I'm like, this is before COVID. I'm like, this is not normal. And then I would go to those little concession stands and then he would kiss me on the cheek and I'm like, or on the forehead. And I'm like, now I'm scared. No, but so that's the kind of religion that I grew up with. And I was told like, you're either going to go to heaven or the hell and you either do it or you don't. And like it was just so like, just very intense and just not like loving and supportive and encouraging. So I never operated that way. So then what I started doing is I started clinging onto the world and I started leaning on the world for my own understanding and other people and other people's approval and other people's advice. And I started leaning on like just what the world had to offer. And I couldn't find my fulfillment. I couldn't get the answers I needed. There was no peace. There was no sense of like safety. There was just, I was clinging on to things and I was a hippie for a while. I've had so many different identities. I've had like every identity you could possibly think of, a party girl, a hippie girl, like everything under the sun, a corporate person. Like I've had so many different things and I've chased so many different things. Like I used to, just want to look a certain way and try to fix that. And just all these different things that just were not for me. And I couldn't find fulfillment. And then we started making money and I'm like, okay, well now I have all this money, but like, I'm still not fulfilled. Like, I'm like, I need something. And then we got the car, we got the house and I'm like, okay, like, and then I had the kid and I'm like, okay, like I'm still not full. Like I'm not full. And then I went to a retreat where I learned about healing my inner child. And it was a faith-based retreat. And they were like, Allie, you're never going to find fulfillment unless you lean on the person that created you. And I'm like, oh. So I'm like, okay, what do I have to lose? I have severe autoimmune disease. I'm not fulfilled. I have eczema from head to toe. I'm quite literally 1,000,000 pounds at this rate. My hair is falling out. Like I am like a literal disaster and a mess and at the lowest point in my life. And I'm like, okay, you get to the point where you're like, what else do I have to lose at this rate? And I finally surrendered and I did it and it changed my life. And I walk out of that experience. I forgave who I needed to forgive. I was like, you know what? That's one thing about me and Matt is when we do something, we go all in. There's no halfsies with me. Like if I'm gonna remodel my house, I'm doing the whole damn thing.
Oh yeah.
Like I can't just do one little kitchen. Like if I'm gonna clean, it's the whole damn thing. Like everything is the whole dang thing. Like Matt wants to buy an office and I'm like, let's just rent one. He's like, no, we're gonna go 20 million. I'm like, it's the whole damn thing. I'm like, okay. Like everything, it's just it's a 0 to 100. You know what I mean? Like there's no in between. So I was like, fine, I'm going to go all in on this. I'm going to go all in. I'm going to surrender. I'm going to get the book. I'm going to get the Bible. I'm going to start reading. I'm going to start praying on my knees. I'm going to do everything I need to do because I'm so coachable in that sense, which I think has been an advantage in business. So that's a little nugget. And It might be because I'm naive too. I don't know. But whatever.
It's gotten you here.
It's gotten me here. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to question it. Like if somebody's like, I don't know. If somebody's like, oh, my hair grew and they were bald before, I'm buying whatever serum they had. Like it's instantly happening. Like that's why Instagram is terrible for me.
TikTok shop.
Like, yeah, I see something. I'm like, damn it. Now I need it. I'm the easiest person to be sold. When we go to Cabo, when we go to Mexico and those like little like people, those trinkets, I buy every single one. I'm like, I don't even need this, but like sell me anything. Or when you're at the mall and they're like, hey, stop by. You can get your facelift for like using this gold serum. I'm like, I'm in. Like you can sell me anything and I'm buying it, which is so sickening. Which I wish it would be reciprocated on the other end sometimes, you know? But anyways,
how faith led into
okay, yeah. So I go all in and I have like, I can show you guys a picture, but my hands used to constantly bleed. Like they were filled with eczema. I had over 2 billion micro cuts. Like my hands were bright red. They looked like Mickey Mouse. They were so big, so swollen, cuts, bleeding everywhere. I had to hire like staff because I couldn't use my hands. I had to wear gloves constantly. And I go to this retreat and I'm having all these, that's an autoimmune disease, is eczema. I'm having all these issues. And I decided to go all in. I go all in and I lead the retreat and I'm perfectly healed. And I'm like, I should have just listened. I'm like, all it did was just take a little bit of surrender, a little bit of forgiveness, a little bit of I love myself instead of hating on myself constantly. And boom, I'm healed. And I'm like, all right, this is it. I'm signing up. I'm ready to go. Like, I'm going to go spread this and spread the word and spread this healing. And I'm going to bring it to GFI because I know people need this.
Yeah.
Because every single person I've ever met has an issue. It might not be external, but it's here.
Yeah.
It's here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if I can help them fix that, oh my God, like our hierarchy is going to be a force to be reckoned with because we're not only healing, but we're also making money. We're winning. Like, it's just such a different feeling. And I think that's what we all felt in this last Top Gun.
Yeah.
Like you've been to our big event before. There was nothing like this last one.
No, it was incredible.
And there was so much faith in like, it was just, you could feel it. You could feel like I felt safe.
Yeah. I remember actually, I was internally thinking, I was like, last Top Gun was so good. There's no way that we're going to be able to top that. And then I walked out of this one. I was like, wow.
Wow. Yeah, I know. It was like, I don't know if I said this already, but Matt, I've never been to an event where I'm not cringing. Like you get in like people speak and like, let's be real. Not everybody that's making money is a good speaker. You know, I'm like, oh man, if he can do it, frick, I can too. Like once you see him on stage, you know what I mean? Like, right. Have you ever heard somebody speak and you're like, for the first time ever in my 10 years of business, I went to this event and I'm like, holy crap, everybody's good.
Yeah.
It was just a different energy. And I've never experienced that in my life. So that's all God.
Really good.
Thank God for God.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to ask you two final questions. And I think both the two different topics, but both really important to grow as a human. One is on the personal side of like, in order to improve yourself, you have to be able to grow as a human, which means you got to start to heal, right?
Yeah.
So leading off that topic, what is like one simple step or the first step someone should take towards healing that inner child?
Yeah, I love this question because they're like, okay, great. Now that I don't have freaking issues, what do I do with it? You can't heal what you can't see. So that means you're gonna have to do a lot of internal work, which takes a lot of. It's gonna be a rocky start, but a great landing. It's kind of like my last flight. I'm like, I think we're gonna die. And we landed. I think God didn't. You can't heal what you can't see. So you need to go back to that moment in your life that you know that it like what Pastor Josh said, it's your biggest insecurity. It's your biggest scar. It's the one thing that if we talked about it right now, you would be so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And you need to go face that head on and you need to forgive whoever did it to you. And then you need to talk to yourself about the things that you needed to hear during that moment. And when I did that, like it was the most healing experience I've ever faced because a lot of our problems are from not forgiving. And what people don't realize is I'm not asking you to forget, but I'm asking you to forgive because it's your right and your duty to forgive, because what that does is that means I am no longer going to carry this weight anymore. And I'm just going to choose to forgive you, not for that person, but for me and my mental health and the way that I operate and the way that I carry things. And so when you decide to do that, it's like you literally feel like like I was explaining it to Megan's team. I'm like you feel like a sense of like, I can breathe a little bit.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, now I can move on. Like, I think the worst type, everybody that I've ever met that holds a grudge, you can just tell they're holding one. You know, like you could just, they look a little bit different. They're a little bit more standoffish. Like people say I have a lot of walls up. We got to get those down. Like it's not normal to have constant walls up, but it's also not your fault that you have them. And like I said, we're in the people business. And if you constantly have a wall up, like your team will never get to here. They'll only be here with you. And so like the first thing you do is you face it head on. And I would do this in solitude. I like to listen to like a good classical music or just something calming, like literally put it on. Like that's what they made me do in this room. And they locked me in this room and I had to journal and write a letter to the person that broke my heart. And then I had to write a forgiveness letter, And then I had to write a letter to my little self when I was going through that really traumatic experience. And it literally changed my life.
Yeah.
Because I got to go back in time and I got to rewrite history. Yeah. Because I got to actually, now I go back and I'm like, when you go through a lot of trauma, you kind of black out. I don't know if anybody has like, oh, I can't remember my childhood. Right?
Yeah.
I can't remember a lot of it because it was so traumatic and I blacked it out. But now when I go to think about it, it's like I actually am a little bit happy because I'm freaking proud of myself. Yeah. You know, like I'm proud, I saw this quote that was like, oh my God, I get to like my whole life, or it said like, finally I get the mother and daughter relationship that I've always wanted, but this time I'm the mom. Like I had so many issues with my mom, which come full circle. This is why forgiveness is so, so important. My mom was out of my life. She was doing drugs, prostitution, alcohol for many, many years. The biggest embarrassment of my life, the biggest walk of shame I've ever, like I hated her guts. Like I freaking hated her. And she got really ill, like last year. She got really ill, or like a year and a half ago. And she comes back and crawling into my life and she's like, I need someone to take care of me because I'm going to die. And I'm like, girl, hold up. Like, we're not going to do this right now. Like, are you joking? But then I'm like, no. I'm supposed to forgive and be kind because I need to give her the grace and like, she also had a crappy childhood. So I know that I just got the bad end of the stick. I got the broken version of her, right? I just happened to be the first guinea pig on her freaking experiment of life. And she comes back into my life. And I remember I was praying about this. I was like, God, like get my mom sober, get her healthy, and like just get her sober. And then a week later, she gives me a phone call. She's like, I am in the hospital. I might die. I have congestive heart failure and I don't know if I'm going to live anymore. So I would love to see you and I would love you to come back in my life. And I'm like, okay. So I go to the hospital. I drive there. I bring one of my friends who is really involved in the church. And I'm like, well, you just go pray over my mom because I think she's going to die. And if she does, I want her to go to heaven because I know she's definitely not going to heaven with all that stuff that she had going on. And she goes and I like looking at her and I'm seeing this such a broken, vulnerable state. And then I like almost like see the little version of her. And then I just start weeping in this hospital because I'm like, oh my God, like she needs me. She needs this version of me because I'm going to save this woman's life. So we go in, she ends up getting prayed over. She goes into a coma and I'm there every single day and she wakes up from a coma and I'm holding her and we're crying and I'm like, okay, I'll take care of you, but you better promise me that you'll never do a drug again. And what you're not going to do is just because like, you can do this to me, but you're not going to do it to my kids. Like you're not going to come into my life and you're not going to freaking walk out of it. And then Brave and Haven get all attached to you and then you freaking screw them over. And she goes, I promise I never will do that again. So she now goes to church with me every Sunday. She's a part of a women's group. She's been sober for a year and a half. She's super healthy. She has a great functioning heart. And it's the most beautiful story because that's what forgiveness does. Like forgiveness is so powerful. And without me forgiving her, like she would be dead. Yeah. And isn't that crazy that God gave her me?
Yeah.
And I pulled her out of there. But I would have never done that if I wasn't introduced to this business, if I wasn't had the the awareness and the people around me and the influence and just the mentorship. Like Sandra Olson brought me to that retreat that changed my freaking life. That's the founder of this company. Do you see what I'm saying? Like that would have never happened. And that's such a micro thing because everybody wants to come here to make money, but that freaking changed my mom's life. And that to me is priceless.
Yeah.
So like this business does so much more than just get you financially free. It could save somebody's life. It could reconnect a broken relationship. And that's so powerful to me. And that's why I'm like, I get so frustrated when people quit and when they're not getting at the right they need to win. I'm like, no, you don't freaking get it. Like this opportunity we have is one of a lifetime.
Yeah.
And it should not be messed around with. And like when you go home after this retreat, because by the way, this stuff costs so much damn money. Like the fact, by the way, I bet you this is at least like $15,000 just to be here. Like that's so much money. Like he doesn't have to do that. You know what I mean? Like he's hoping that you guys change your life and that you want to go out there and make some money and freaking do something, but he doesn't know for sure. Like this is a risk that he takes that could have So I'm like, you just like when you get home after this retreat, like freaking go do it for yourself. Like please, because some people go to these retreats and it goes in one ear and out the other. Like don't let this be another retreat where you just go and you get fired up for 20 minutes and then you go back to your old habits. Like cut the cord, cut the habit of what was not working before because everybody has one. I was just on the way here, I was thinking like, okay, I really want to have a third baby, but I had so much trauma with my second one that I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that. And, but then I'm like, no, wait, like that's the devil because God wants me to reprocreate. Like he wants me to have children in this world. And he knows, like I saw a quote that said, there's too many bad people having kids and not enough good people having kids. And I'm like, no, like I need to have another baby. Yeah. Like I need to get over my fear of like the health issues that I had, the complications that I had, the postpartum depression that I had, all these issues. And like, I need to have another baby. And I have to cut that cord of like that voice inside my head. And I know that has nothing to do with business, but I'm just saying like, that's a kind of a big life decision is to bring life into this world. Like I need to do that, but I'm not doing it. I haven't done it because I've had this stupid little thing in my back of my head that's not for me. And I know that's not the voice of God. And I've been listening to it. So like, what voice are you listening to?
That's so good.
Because the voice that like, we want you to win here. We want you to make money here. We want you to do great things with your life here. Like, I want to hear your story. I'm tired of hearing the same people. Like, seriously, I love my husband, but damn, like, can we get somebody else like, just as good as him? Like, and I just say that because that talent is sitting here in this room.
That's so good.
And I'll end with this. Like, you have a great leadership. I've seen Colby at the heights of his life and the lows of his life. And I've watched him go through adversity and I've seen how he's handled it. And I've seen him I've seen him humble himself and take away his ego. And you don't find that in a lot of male leaders in this business to be able to put their ego down and like to keep pushing and to keep winning. And I've seen that about you. And I've watched that and I've watched you transform your life. And like, you guys are so blessed to be in his leadership and to have him as a writer and to have him as your coach and your mentor. Like there's some places that I go and I'm like, frick, like I wish they were on my team because like the leadership they have sucks. I've never felt that way in this organization. And just don't like, even if you can't do it for yourself, I have a guy on my team. His name's Jordan Corio, Yasmin's husband. He cannot do for himself. He's the most selfless man I've ever met. He to motivate himself in a sense of like, he would rather not eat and give the food to somebody else.
Yeah.
But that's what motivates him. He's more motivated by serving other people. So if you're in this room and you're like, I don't know about myself, can you do it for your coach? Like seriously, like, can you at least do it for him? And so that way, like this team is the number one team in the hierarchy. Like do it for Colby if you can't do it for yourself. Because that's okay too to be that way. I'm that way. I can't do crap for myself. I give everything I have away. But like you mess with my leadership, you mess with Eric and Sandra, I'll ride for them till the ends of this earth. So if that's you, that's okay too. And I'm just giving that as another example because some of us like, like you would do anything for Chris, you would do anything for Matt. Like that's how we roll here. Like we're freaking family. So I'm really proud of you guys, and I really do love you guys, and I hope you guys got some value, and I would love to connect more too. So you guys get my number and text me and call me, or set up a one-on-one if you want to dive deeper into it, because it's a little awkward doing it in a group session.
Yeah.
I'm like, tell me your childhood trauma. I'm like, well, but yeah, so I'm really proud of you too.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I just want to say how important that healing childhood trauma is. You know, I did timeline therapy when I first became an SMD at the practice company, and that was probably the biggest shift I ever had in business after that, because it was the craziest thing. They took me from this dark room, and then I went to a door, and then I walked out into this park, and the park was storming, and it was I sat down, and then the person asked me who I was looking at, and it was my 9-year-old self.
Aww.
Yeah, and then went through that healing-ish process, and then the first time I ever walked through fire, they had us go through a place like that again, but this time I walked in the door, and my 9-year-old self was jumping around.
Oh.
Yeah. So
yeah, I love that.
that was very enlightening. So I think healing yourself is so important.
It is.
So
it's the best thing you'll ever do. And it's also something that's like, I'm not fully there. Like,
yeah, we're never fully
that's
there.
why I called it healing-ish, because I'm like, there's another layer of the onion that'll always be like, oh, you're like, I think I got that. And then you're like, oh, there's another one. And you're like constantly being hit left and right. And that's the thing, is like, at least just be aware that you're not going to be perfect. You're not going to be fully healed. Things are going to piss you off. You're going to feel frustrated about certain things, but at least you're aware of it. And now you can pivot when you need to, and you can address things when you need to, because we're all like a little onion, like every little layer, every single day. Just take off another layer. And by the time you rest your head in that grave and you go meet your Heavenly Father, I want him to not only be proud of you and say, my good and faithful servant, but I want him to be like, I'm proud of you for facing the toughest parts of your life head on. And like, you knew that I was going to be at the end of it. And like that just warm embrace that we all want at the end of the day, you know? So it's something you work on every single day for the rest of your life, but it's something that you commit yourself to and that you're aware of, and you'll make this world a better place by it, honestly.
That's so important. So important. Thank you. Let's give it up to Allie, everybody.
Thank you guys.